Dignitaries on the dais, Central Vigilance Commissioner Shri DP Srivastava, Director CBI Shri Praveen Sood Sahab, Director IB Shri Tapan Deka Sahab, Additional Director Ms. Sampat Meena ji, family members of Shri DP Kohli ji, former directors of CBI, senior officers, colleagues, friends from the media, and some of the most distinguished guests sitting in the audience, AG Sir, DG RPF Sahab, Director ED Sahab, many more illustrious dignitaries. Friends, it's indeed a great honor for me to be here to deliver the DP Kohli Lecture on CBI Foundation Day. Congratulations on creating such a great premier investigating agency, and congratulations for earning a propose from the entire country and getting something what our Prime Minister has said. Har jaban pe CBI ka naam hai as a gold standard. Congratulations for all the good work that you have done. The foundation of this great organization was laid by Shri DP Kohli ji. Through relentless work, very strong values, he created a very strong organization which is today considered as the premier investigation agency in the country. For an investigating officer, it's very important to understand the context of our society and economy. Therefore, in today's lecture, I will spend some time on trying to contextualize where we stand today as an economy, how things are changing in the entire global order, and try to put forth a picture of the entire world in about 20 minutes. Friends, we are passing through a very transformative phase, I would say the most transformative phase of the 21st century. In the last 5 years alone, the world has experienced a global pandemic, witnessed two major geopolitical conflicts, and before that in 2008, we had a major global financial crisis. And tomorrow, the new tariff regime of United States will kick in. This whole new thinking in the global geopolitical, geo-economic and geo-cultural norms is changing the entire global economic order significantly. The world will not remain the same, we can say with reasonable confidence. The year 2024 was also a landmark year for democracy, with nearly 60 countries holding elections. In this context of a very, very rapidly changing world, we held our elections last year. 97 crore voters, 750 political parties, 10 lakh plus polling stations, the largest ever election conducted in human history. Our ruling coalition secured victory for the third consecutive term, and this marks the first time in 6 decades that the same party has been re-elected for a third term. India voted for stability and continuity and the electoral success. This is an endorsement of the 10 years of transformative change. When we look at the entire world, with all those changes happening everywhere, here we are, a stable country, people reposing their confidence in the government. This change which has happened in the last 10 years is phenomenal. 10 years ago, when Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji took office, India was 10th largest economy in the world. At that time, India's economy was often referred to as a fragile economy, among the fragile five. Public confidence in institutions was low. Overall, there was a very negative outlook. Today, we are the 5th largest economy, on track to become the 3rd largest economy in the coming few years. We are just shy of something around $3.9 trillion is our economy today. We are now the fastest growing major economy among the top 10 economies of the world. Projected to grow 6 to 8% over the next 5 years. Inflation is under control, moderate inflation, 4 to 6% inflation range. Currently it is tracking below 4%. The central government's balance sheet is healthy. Debt is just about 57% of the GDP. Compare that with all other major economies where the debt is about 100%, in some cases 150%, and in one case 200% of the GDP. This success, my friends, is not just a coincidence. It is the result of a clear, well thought through strategy and meticulous execution. Let me explain the four pillars of our growth strategy. The first pillar is public investment in physical, social and digital infrastructure. The second pillar is large number of inclusive growth programs. The third pillar is focus on manufacturing and innovation. And the fourth pillar is simplification in our legal and compliance structures. I will now speak about each of these pillars in brief. The first pillar, investment in physical, digital and social infrastructure. Over the last decade, we have significantly increased our public investment in infrastructure. From about a meager 3 lakh crore investment in 2014, we are now investing more than 11 lakh crore rupees in the social, physical and digital infrastructure. In just a decade, our country has constructed 54,000 kilometers of national highways, built 84 new airports and added 34,000 kilometers of tracks. We have electrified 44,000 kilometers of railway tracks, making India the second largest electrified rail network in the world. In 60 years, we did 20,000 kilometers. In 10 years, we did 44,000 kilometers. That's the pace of work. And since June 2024, we have sanctioned more than 4 lakh crore worth infrastructure projects for continuing this growth. Digital infrastructure, if we look at the pace of progress, 10 years ago, our Prime Minister gave the clarion call of democratizing technology so that technology reaches each and every citizen of our country. Today, India has over 118 crore telecom subscribers, 70 crore smartphone users, average download speed of mobile data is 95 Mbps, data rates are the cheapest among the major economies. We have provided digital identities to about 140 crore residents. This entire digital public infrastructure which has been created in the last 10 years is today studied by practically every big institution. Many countries want to have a similar infrastructure in their countries, including the rich countries. Our UPI now serves about 45 crore users, 16 billion transactions every month, and annualized value of the transactions is $3.2 trillion. UPI also got a Japanese patent. UPI is now operational in 7 countries and many more countries want to adopt a similar system. This philosophy of a Prime Minister to create digital public goods so that everybody can access technology, everybody can be benefited using technology is a very unique thing. So many countries have large big tech companies which have monopoly on digital technologies. There are other countries where the state control is so strong, but we are here where we have a balance between technology, innovation, technology in the hands of many and creating solutions which serve people on a population scale. Similar approach we are following in the most important technology of this century, AI. We are creating a complete AI ecosystem in our country. Under the AI mission, we have empaneled 14,000 GPUs. Again, look at this philosophy. Instead of compute power remaining in the hands of a few, we have democratized technology as our Prime Minister's vision, and 14,000 GPUs are now available for students, researchers, academia, startups to use and develop new solutions. Even CBI officers can use these GPUs. We are building our own AI models because the world is full of biases. We want really accurate, objective models. Under AI Kosh, we are developing our own data sets so that the models are trained very well. We are also talking to the industry for developing our own GPUs. In social infrastructure, similar growth has happened. In the past decade, we have opened 490 new universities, almost one per week. We have more than doubled the number of IITs, IIMs and AIIMs from 29 to 68 and double the number of seats, and many of us are beneficiaries of these premier institutions. Friends, this is the first pillar of our growth strategy, very well thought through, meticulously executed. The second pillar of our growth strategy is inclusive growth, Antyodaya. The party to which I belong, Bhartiya Janata Party, and before that the Janasangh, right from day one we have believed in certain basic tenets. One of the basic tenets is Rashtra Pratham Sadaiv Pratham, where we put everything else behind and keep the nation at the forefront of our thinking, our policies, our programs. Second is Antyodaya. Antyodaya means taking care of the people at the bottom of the pyramid, making sure that they also grow when the country grows, making sure that the benefits of growth reach them. And this is not just symbolism, but saturation approach for making sure that the people at the bottom of the pyramid really see a significant change in their lives. Growth in GDP and numbers should actually translate to real change in people's lives. That is the second pillar of our strategy, and in 10 years alone, 54 crore new bank accounts opened. Vast sections of the society which had never seen a bank are today part of the formal banking system. Our public housing program, we have built 4 crore houses and 3 crore more are now under construction. 10 crore families have got cooking gas connections, which changed the entire cooking habits and brought a major change in the lives of the women of the house. We are continuing these efforts. Tap water connections are now more than 12 crore homes, and those of you who were born in a village like me would know how difficult it was to get a proper toilet. And today, practically entire country has 14 crore households which have got a pakka toilet built in their home. 35 crore citizens are part of the Ayushman Bharat program, and now we have extended 5 lakh rupees plus 5 lakh rupees coverage in some cases for all citizens above the age of 70 years. All these efforts at making a change in the lives of people at the bottom of the pyramid and focusing our welfare efforts at the people who really deserve it the most has led to 25 crore people coming out of poverty in the last 10 years. And these are not just numbers, these are changes which are visible. I worked in Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Western UP, Maharashtra. Many places I've gone to the grassroots, and people really believe that change which has happened in their lives is something that they never even thought of in the past years. This is what we mean by real inclusive growth, growth that truly reaches the people. Friends, that inclusive growth is the second pillar of our growth strategy. The third pillar is manufacturing and innovation. For a very long period, we were seen as a services economy. However, through many initiatives like Make in India, like Startup India, these programs have created a very vibrant manufacturing and innovation ecosystem in our country. A big focus on manufacturing and innovation has led to a rise in number of startups from just about 400 10 years ago to 150,000 plus today. And the number of unicorns remains consistently above 100 despite the fluctuations in funding cycle. When we came out of the educational institutions, these kind of opportunities were not even heard of. The electronics manufacturing is a good example of how Make in India has succeeded. From just about 2 lakh crore rupees worth electronics manufacturing, today we have 10 lakh crore rupees worth electronics manufacturing in our country, which is a growth of 5 times. And now electronics constitutes third largest exports from India. It has generated 25 lakh jobs. Mobile manufacturing, we all know, India has become the second largest mobile manufacturing nation in the entire world and become a major exporter of mobile phones. And to further deepen the value chain, we have just launched a scheme for manufacturing components and sub-assemblies in India. In a sense, we are emerging as a country which is not only known for services, but also for manufacturing. And that's very important in the context of investigating officers, because the world changes a lot when you go to the complexities of manufacturing. So many things which might look very strange from a pure legal point of view have to be seen from the real contextual point of view. We have seen similar success in defense, in telecom. Our own indigenous 4G and 5G telecom network, which was unthinkable, is today on 87,000 towers. Our own, designed in India, made in India, tested in India. Now the world wants that telecom stack to be deployed in rich countries. That's the change which has happened. Our semi-high-speed Vande Bharat trains, many of you might have experienced those. People want them to be exported now. And these are all designed by our own engineers, designed, manufactured in our own country. That is the pace. Similarly, in semiconductor industry, we have made rapid strides. 5 units are under construction, and this year we'll have the first made in India chip rollout. Friends, that is the third pillar, and the fourth pillar is simplification. We all inherited a colonial era government legal framework. When Prime Minister Modi ji took office in 2014, one of the first things he did was to start a simplification process. Many of the laws which were no longer relevant have been removed. More than 1,500 archaic laws have been removed from the statute book. And every session of the parliament we see many old laws which have no relevance. For example, the telecom sector was governed by a law of 1885. Grandfather. I don't know how many generations behind. But now we have a brand new 2023 Telecom Act. We are creating a totally new criminal justice system. Instead of IPC, CRPC and Evidence Act, we have the Bhartiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bhartiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita and Bhartiya Sakshya Sanhita. This is a change in mindset, a belief in our own systems, a belief in ourselves, a belief in our social norms, a belief in our culture, and focus away from the British focus of looking at subjects to looking at citizens, looking as Nagriks, looking at our own people, our own citizens, and working for them. These are the kind of changes which have happened, friends, and these changes basically say that good governance and good economics can also be good politics. And that is where your support, your help is needed in a very big way. When a country which is growing at 6 to 8% and rapid growth brings many changes in the system, when change happens, the context of investigation also changes. What was in the control and permit Raj era, something which was crime, is today removed from the statute book and is seen as something which is part of the economy. That mindset change is what really is required in today's context. If we look at the role of technology, that has increased significantly. Gone are the days when investigation used to be simply limited to asking people, collecting certain evidence. Today things have changed a lot. An AI agent can commit a crime, then the ethical questions will arise. Whom to arrest? Can you arrest an AI agent? Is it the AI agent creating company which is liable, or is it the AI agent which is liable? So these are the changes which are happening in our society today. Under such changes which are happening both on the economic front, in the social front and on the technological front, I'll request that CBI and its great team should look at more collaborations. Going forward, as we take up this journey for Viksit Bharat, I would suggest that we should collaborate with startups, we should collaborate with industry, and more so, we should collaborate with the academia. For example, in our AI mission, we are collaborating with academia to create many new tools. IIT Jodhpur has created a tool for detecting deepfakes in a very authentic way. IIT Delhi is working on a tool, AI-based tool, technology to develop prediction algorithms for extreme heat waves in the country. So, our academia, our scientists, our researchers today have a strength which needs to be harnessed by everybody, by the government departments, by investigating agencies, by the law officers, by everybody, so that we can create, in this world of new technology, we can create technological solutions, because law alone will not be sufficient for tackling the crimes in the new age. We'll need a techno-legal approach. I'll request that we create state-of-the-art cyber forensic labs by partnering with various institutes. I'll also request that between MIT, DOT, Department of Science and Technology, and investigating agencies, we create structures and institutions which help in developing these technologies. Friends, on this CBI Foundation Day, I thank you for inviting me here. It is indeed a great honor, and I wish you many more years of great success, great pride in your work, and change in this changing world. Thank you very much. Wish you all the very best.